General sort of hook size I'd use is a 20 or a 22s. That sort of size, it covers most things. But if we were on an area where there are some big fish, we might need a size 14 or a 16. With hook sizes, the bigger the number, the smaller the hook. So a 24 hook would be smaller than a 16 hook. But generally, I use a 22s. The biggest I'd probably use is a 14. Generally, when I'm fishing bread punch, I'd use a fine wire hook. Or if I was using pinkies, the same sort of hook, very fine hook. But if I was to fish with worms for big fish like perch and eels, I would use a very, very strong hook and a bigger hook, because the wire needs to be stronger because the fish is stronger. So we need to use bigger and thicker hooks for those sort of fish. Sometimes we can be fishing with, say, a 20s hook, and if the fishing's quite difficult, if we've had a cold spell, there are times when we fish a 22 or a 24 and it can get us a few more bites. I don't think that's perhaps to do much that the fish can actually see the hook. I think it's the way the bait behaves on the hook, so I think it's all to do with weight. So obviously if we've got a smaller and lighter hook, it makes our hook bait behave more natural in the water. And obviously, because these fish are quite clever in canals, the main objective is to make our hook bait behave almost exactly the same as our loose bait. So that's how we can trick the fish into catching them. Generally on canals, we do use a hook with a very, very small barb on it, because it keeps the bait on the hook better. So that's what we generally use on canals. But you could use a barbless hook, and that obviously you've got the advantages. And if you do catch it in your trousers or whatever, the hook does come out easily because it's got no barb on.